Okay, I'm going to run through a scales assessment, and this is a scales assessment of major scales in first position on the instrument, following all the rules that are set out in the videos that are specifically about how to play those. So I'm going to go through these in sequence under kind of exam conditions, and you have two choices when you do this. You can go round the circle of fourths, circle of fifths in either direction, but if you're heading in the flat direction, you need to play appropriate chords at the end of each scale. So when you arrive on C major, and once you've done your C major scale, okay, you would then need to play, to move yourself to the next key in the flat direction, a dominant seventh chord on that route, and then move on to F. And then when you get to the end of F, you then need to play a dominant seventh in the next key, which is B flat, and then move on from there. So that's if you're going in the flat direction. If you're going in the sharp direction, if you're going from C, if you're going from C to G in terms of keys, you finish your C scale, and then you go up a tone to a dominant seventh chord, and then on to into your G scale. Okay, so that just keeps everything sounding correct, and in doing this you'll also cover a lot of chord vocabulary which you need to make sure you have at your fingertips as you go through this. So I'll do one example going all the way around. It shouldn't take so long as an exercise. I've got the metronome going, which I'm going to pay a bit more attention to in a minute. It's at 80 beats per minute, and I'm going to play the scales in quavers. So it would be 3 and 4. Do da do da do da da. Okay, so it would be that kind of pace, and then I'll do everything as deliberate note length. So when I get to the end of the scale, I'll hold the tonic note for 2 beats. I'll play the chord for 2 beats, and then I'll play the dominant chord in the next key for 4 beats. So it's all completely deliberate and pre-planned and prepared and practiced. Okay, so here we go. So I'll start with C major, and then I'll go in the flat direction. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... on to F. And to B flat. Okay, so rather than play through the whole thing, you can see how that would work out, and eventually you'll get back to G. If I was to go in the sharp direction, which is what I'll do now, I play a dominant seventh chord up a tone. So I'll assume that I've done C and gone to D7, so I'll go from the D7th chord, 2, 3, 4. This will take me into G. And then on to D. onto the key of E, and so on. I'm very happy to do a video of doing that whole process, but I hope from those examples you get the idea of what we then carry on. So the whole process is not going to take you any more than 10 minutes to do, but I'd be very happy to do that. So if you're going in the flat direction, you arrive on your tonic and the key you're in, then you play a dominant 7th chord on that root, which will then be the 5 chord of the next key in the flat direction. If you're going in the sharp direction, you land on your current tonic, and then you play a dominant 7th chord up a whole tone from that, which will then be the 5 chord of the key in the sharp direction. So hopefully that's helped, and more soon.